Okay, I think we're all ready over here, so just gonna check one last thing. Yeah, seems fine. Too many windows on my screen, I don't know where to hide them. Guess we could do this for now. So today we're gonna open this box of Ixalan, the latest set from Magic the Gathering, and I bought a box, as I usually always do, to add to my personal collection, because I'm collecting one card of each. So this is a really good way to get all the commons and uncommons and most of the rares. And you just have to chase those missing cards. So let's see if we can get into the box. Let's bring out the knife. See if we can cut it up. So like this. It's factory seal, brand new. Got it yesterday. Throw the garbage on the floor. Let's see if we can set it up like this. We're gonna move it over here. Let's put it slightly visible. It's not a lot of space. I have forced to do this on my desk, so I'm just gonna move some stuff around. I should have done that before. I apologize. Here's the first pack with Vraska on it. Well, let's hope the lighting is good so we don't get too much glare. And let's start ripping into it. First few packs. What's a pack? Let's see here. We got the Shorekeeper. It's a common 0/3 for 1 blue. You can pay 8 mana and sacrifice it and draw 3 cards. I don't know about that, but it's probably gonna see play somewhere. Let's see if we can hang on just 1 second here. Do this maybe, so I can have them on the mat. There we go. That's a lot easier than holding them in the air, especially when my hands are shaking. Okay, so here's a creature, human pirate wizard, 3/2 for 5. Now I don't play standard or anything like that, so I'm just gonna look at this through commander eyes. Vampire clerics. Destroy target creature with power 4 or greater. It's sorcery speed. Not a big fan. It's a creature, a merfolk shaman. So I'm just gonna see if I don't have the best webcam, but I think we should be do. You can read the cards. Demolish. This card has been printed like 50,000 times. Deeproot Warrior. Ritual of Rejuvenation. You gain 4 life and you draw a card. This type of card is, I never liked them, honestly. Fathom Fleet Cutthroat. When it enters the battlefield, destroy a target creature an opponent controls that will deal damage this turn. Okay. Ooh, here's a juicy reprint. First uncommon, and we get this one. I like this one. 4 mana instant, slice in twain. Destroy target artifact or enchantment and draw a card. That's good. Walk the plank. Here we go. I love this card. This flavor is amazing. Destroy target non-merfolk creature. When Captain Thorn adds a new ship to his fleet, he gives the crew a simple choice. Follow me or fall into the sea. Fiery Cannonade. 3 mana instant burn spell to each non-pirate creature. There's a Waker of the Wilds as the rare. It's green 2 for 3/3. X green. Put X 1/1 counters on target land you control. Okay. That's okay. Don't know how good it is in Commander, but it's probably playable in other formats. Treasure. Okay, that's a good first pack, I think. I really like Slice in Twain. Let me know if the plastic is making too much noises. Let's see here. New Horizon, Enchant Land. When it enters the battlefield, put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. And then Enchanted Land has a tap 2 mana of any one color. Windstrider, Flash Flying 3/3. Fire Cannon Blast. Mark of the Vampire. 2/2 and that's lifelink. I watched Marshall Sutcliffe do a stream, a draft on YouTube, and his opponent had this card and it seemed decent. Draft, that is. I can't pronounce that. It has flying as long as you control a dinosaur. We got River Herald's Boon. 2 mana instant, you get to put a 1/1 counter on target creature and a 1/1 counter on up to 1 target merfolk. Crushing Canopy, destroy target creature with flying, always good. Especially in drafts. Skullduggery, here's a good card name. Until end of turn, target creature you control gets +1/+1, and target creature an opponent controls gets -1/-1. So that's a 2 power toughness swing. Swashbuckling, enchant creature gets +2/+2 and haste. Not as impressed. Here's Commune with Dinosaurs. Also a card I like. See if when we return to Ixalan, if we get like Dino Riders with dinosaurs and lasers and stuff. It's a multicolored card. Raid. At the beginning of your end step, if you attack with a creature this turn, you may draw a card. If you do, discard a card. River Sneak. 1/1 that can't be blocked. When another merfolk comes into play under your control, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Savage Stomp. This seems good in draft and sealed and limited formats. Especially if it's in your dino deck. Star of Extinction. One of the cards I wanted to find. 7 mana for a sorcery. You have to, already there you have to think it has to do something. And it does. It destroys target land. Star of Extinction deals 20 damage to each creature and each planeswalker. That's 20 damage. That's amazing. Ooh. I have not seen this before. That's a check card for the flip cards, which we haven't found any yet. Another treasure. Guarded by a little dinosaur. I'm gonna try and open the pack further away from the camera. Sorry, the microphone. Just gotta have it there. Frenzied Raptor. Come on, camera. There we go. There's another Mark of the Vampire. Oh, hang on just 1 second. Let's sort out the rares and the mythics so we can see later on what we got. There we go. Mythic and rares. Now we just need to find the focus again. There we go. Oops. Slash of Talons. Deals 2 damage target attacking the blocking creature. Wayfinder. Shaper Apprentice. Has flying as long as you control another merfolk. Fire Shrine Keeper. 1/1 for 1 with menace and 8 in tap and sack. 3 damage to each of up to 2 target creatures. What? Good in late game limited, maybe? Target creature control gets +3 and hexproof. This seems poor. I could be proven wrong though. Dual Shot. 1 damage to each of up to 2 target creatures. Shining Aerosaur. Flying Dinosaurs. Spread and Rot. This effect has never been good. As far as I know. Duskborn Sky Marcher. Here's another one that seems pretty good. Sentinel Totem. For 1 mana you get an artifact. When it enters the battlefield you scry 1. Then you can tap and sack it to exile all cards from all graveyards. I like that. It doesn't draw you a card like Relic or Progenitus, but my god, those effects are useful. Raging Swordtooth, been really good from what I heard in drafts. It looks cool. Here's an Arcane Adaptation. Another one of the cards that I actually wanted to open, so far we're doing good. It's a 3-mana enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, you choose a creature type. And creatures you control are the chosen type in addition to their other types. The same is true for creature spells you control and creature cards you own that aren't on the battlefield. Nice, another checker card. And a Merfolk token. Sweet. 3 packs in. Throw the garbage on the floor. We'll do a few more packs with the commons and then we'll go straight to the uncommons for the rest, because it's rare that commons be useful in Commander. There are some, of course, but it's pretty unusual. Unfriendly Fire, that's another good one in drafts. Just late game, poof something or deal 4 damage to your opponent. Costly Plunder. Sort of reprint of Altar's Reap. As an additional cost, sacrifice an artifact or a creature. Altar's Reap is just a creature. You get to draw 2 cards. Another Slash. Pounce. Target creature you control fights. Target creature you don't control. Trying to find a good place to put all the commons. Sorry. Pirate's Prize. Draw 2 cards. Create a colorless treasure. Okay. 4 mana. You get 2 cards and another mana. So you could say it costs 3. Cancel. Reprinted a lot of times. Suncrown Hunters. I kind of like the card, but it's a little expensive. That's 6. Well, I guess I have to try it in a... I think we're doing a sealed soon, so I'm gonna see if I can try it there. Hierophant's Chalice. When it enters the battlefield, target opponent loses 1 life, you can gain 1 and then add. So it's a mana rock that drains for 1? I don't know. Raptor Companion, 3-1. Emissary of Sunrise, 2-1 with first strike. And you get to explore. What is this? Perilous Voyage. Return target known land permanents you don't control to its owner's hand. If its converted mana cost was 2 or less, scry 2. So it rewards you for getting rid of small things. Usually you want to get rid of the big things. Here's a ship. Sleek Schooner. It's a vehicle. It has crew 1 and it's a 4/3. Seems okay. Not in Commander, but it's a Burning Sun's Avatar. That's a rare. 6 mana, 6/6 Dinosaur Avatar. When it enters the battlefield, it deals 3 damage to target opponent and 3 damage to up to 1 target creature. I was thinking a little bit of putting this into my Queen Marchesa. Abusing enters the battlefield deck, because 3 damage is good. Then again, 3 damage is not good, while it's good. Land and another treasure. Put that over there. Next pack. Garbage on the floor. Cards in front. Let's see here. Autofocus. There we go. Run aground. Put target artifact or a creature on top of its owner's library. It's an instant. That is good. There's another one of those. This one. I really like this one. Anything that you can drop on turn 1 with Death Touch. I love it. I mean, this would kill that 9/9 dinosaur. For is it 7 mana or 8 mana? This costs 1 and 2 if you want to give it Death Touch. But hey, I'm in for this. If I open these in my sealed pool, I'm probably playing them. Bishop Soldier, the 2/2 for 2 with lifelink. That's a thumbs up for me. It's a giant dinosaur, 6/6 for 6 with trample. If you feel the ground quake, run. If you hear its bellow, flee. If you see its teeth, it's too late. Just awesome flavor text. Here's a reprint of Opt. Scry 1 and draw a card. Good to see how this does in, like, I don't know, modern? People always seem to like 1 mana cantrips. Demystify. Destroy target enchantment. We've seen that before. Here's a bat. Imp. Oh, it's one of those. 1/1 flyer for 1, but you can pay 8, tap, and sack it to drain someone of 4. Seems expensive. This is crap. This is Here's a cool one. A 2/2 Orc Pirate. Whenever it attacks, it gets +1/+1 on turn for each other attacking pirate. So if red-black's aggro is viable, I can see this one being good. There's a couple of good black pirates. There's probably a lot of red pirates too. Speaking of black pirates, here's a weird one. It's a 4/3 for 2. So the stats are good. So it's gotta have a drawback, right? Yep. When it dies, target opponent creates 2 treasure tokens. So you get a 4/3 for 2, but when it dies, you give your opponent 2 mana. I don't know. I like the stats. I like 4/3 for 2. And if I'm going balls to the walls aggro, do I care that my opponent gets 2 mana? I don't know. I hope I open these in my sealed pool as well, because I'm gonna be giving them a try. Shapers of Nature. There's a cool Simic Merfolk Shaman. You can put counters on and you can remove counters to draw a card. Good if you got a lot of mana to spare. Another Waker of the Wilds. That's a little disappointing. But hey, I can't get it all. And you're bound to get some duplicates. 36 packs. If you're unlucky, I'll open like 4 or 5 of those things. Brazen Buccaneers, 4 mana 2/2 with haste. And you get to explore. Explore is reveal the top card of your library. Put that card into your hand if it's a land. That kind of rhymes. Put your card into your hand if it's a land. Otherwise, put a 1/1 counter on this creature, then put the card back or put it in your graveyard. I don't know how good that is going to be. To me, the Explore is kind of meh. I'm not very interested in it. There's obviously better ways to get stuff in your graveyard in Commander, so. But in Limited, yeah. Creatures with haste can just kill your opponents from nowhere. March of the Drowned. Return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. This card I like, though. Even in Commander. There are, of course, better options, but if you don't have them, this could work. And if you have pirates, you can get 2 of them back to your hand for 1 mana. Territorial Hammer Skull. Your regular. When it attacks, tap something. I need to find a better setup for the camera if I'm gonna open more boxes. Blossom Dryad. This seems pretty good. 3 mana 2/2 that untaps land. Ramps you 1 turn ahead. Sailor of Means. Never seen this before. I haven't watched a lot of spoilers though. Human Pirate. When it enters the battlefield, create a treasure token. Okay. So it's a 3 mana 1/4 and you get your 1 mana back. Thrasher Raptors. It's a 5/3 as long as you have another dinosaur? Well, in a dinosaur deck, of course. Jungle Delver. Put a 1/1 counter on it for 4 mana. Yeah. If you have a rampy deck, I guess. Dire Fleet Hoarder. Storm Sculptor. Can't be blocked. When it enters the battlefield, you return a creature you control. Interesting. Ixalan's Keeper. It's another one of those sack for 8 mana. Target creature gets +5/+5 and trample. That could end the game. Seems like a game ender card. Riggin Runner. That's also a pretty good name. It's a goblin, which is my absolute favorite ever. First strike and raid. It's a 2/2 if you attacked. Otherwise, it's a 1/1 with first strike for 1. Don't know if that is useful in this format, but hey. Here's a Siren Storm Tamer. Haven't seen that before, so let's read it. Flying, blue sack. Counter target spell or ability that targets you or a creature you control. Interesting. Odapek Huntmaster. That's good in a dinosaur deck. I'd say this is a auto-include or a must-have or whatever phrase you want to use, but this is good. Make them cheaper? Give them haste? Yes, please. Here's a card that's been discussed a bit lately, with some rule changes for reminding about triggers and stuff. Other than that, it's a 3/3 for 1. When it enters the battlefield, each opponent may search his or her library for a basic land card, put it out tapped, and then shuffle. Again, I don't know about competitive formats. I don't know. I guess I just don't know. Again, I love the stats. I love big power toughness for cheap because I'm that kind of player. But I don't know. Giving your opponent mana could be dangerous. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it comes back and bites you. Treasure. Let's see what we have next here. A couple of more boosters and then we start skipping the commons. I think we've seen most of them soon. Skymarch Bloodletter, 3 mana 2/2, flying. Drains for 1 when it enters. Solid things, I guess. There's another one of those that makes the dinosaurs cheaper. So you can make the dinosaur pretty cheap if you have both of these. This is white, the other one was red, so... Spike-tailed Ceratops. He can block an additional creature each combat. 4/4 for 5. Pretty solid. Here's the Shorekeeper. This card is, I don't know. Drawing cards is never bad, but here's a good card. I like this one. 3 mana, it's a sorcery, but it seems so good in like drafts. Deals 3 damage to target creature, and if you raid it deals 6 damage to that creature instead. 6 damage for 3, that is good. Can't really argue with that. Queen's Agent. Lifelink, when it's a battlefield, it explores. 6 mana. I don't know. Cobbled Wings, printed before. Headwater Sentries. Here's another Demolish. Here's a Daggertooth with Enrage. You gain 2 life. I like this guy. He has a little too low toughness. 2 toughness is... I don't know, he can block like 1 guy and then he's dead. But you got 2 life out of it. So maybe. If you can boost his toughness, he should be pretty good. Tempest Caller. Tap all creatures target opponent's control. I am the storm. It doesn't have flying. When I looked at the picture, I thought this has flying. But it doesn't. Not a lot of merfolks do, honestly. Here's an interesting card. You get to take a non-creature, non-land from your opponent's hand when it comes into play, and then give it back when this leaves. 2 mana, 1/2 flyer. I kinda like. Again, don't know how useful it is, but I like it when I see it. Kumina's Speaker, new one again, and gets +1/+1 as long as you control another merfolk or an island. It's a 1/1 for 1. It's another variation of those 2/2s for 1 they keep trying to do all the time. Sanguine Sacrament. This card is crap. I don't know how to put it gently, but I don't see this seeing any play anywhere, anytime. It just gains you life. I don't see it. Maybe it's good, but I don't think so. Ooh, Vampire Tokens. Okay. 2 more packs with comments and then we start skipping. Garbage on the floor. Let's see here. Desperate Castaways. Can't attack unless you control an artifact. 2/3 for 2. Or if you can make a treasure. A Conquistador. When it enters, you may search your library for any number of cards named Legion Conquistador, reveal them and put them into your hand. So the new Hawk. Without flying. 1 mana more expensive. It's a Grating Whiptail. Reach. 3/4 for 4. That seems good. That seems real good. I wouldn't mind opening a bunch of those. Prosperous Pirates. When it enters the battlefield, create 2 treasures. For 5 mana though. 3/4. We'll see. Fathom Fleet Firebrand. 2/2 for 2. And for 2 more, it gets +1. Seems solid. Prime Blade. Equipments. I love equipments. Let's see what this do. +1/+0. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you get a treasure. 1 to play, 2 to equip. +1/+0. Well, I think you have to build a little around needing treasures or so. More Skullduggery. A Spell appears. That's also a good reprint right there. Counter target non-creature spell unless its controller pays 2. I don't remember the set it was in originally, but it's a good reprint. Headstrong Brute. Can't block. Has menace as long as you control another pirate. 3/3 for 3. Seems okay. Can't block is always gonna bite you in the ass though. But Feel a Ruin. Tap for colorless, or 2 and tap and sack. Destroy target non-basic land an opponent controls. Each player searches their library for a basic land card. That. Okay. In multiplayer, that seems pretty shitty, but limited on 1-on-1, maybe? I mean, in multiplayer, you destroy a land that stops you from doing things and everyone gets a land? That's a little too nice. I don't want to be that guy. Bellowing Exor, 6 mana, 3/5, and Rage. Put a +1/+1 counter on it. Seems good. Maybe not in command. I don't think there is a Dino deck in Commanders yet. Sadly. Well, maybe if you include Changelings and stuff like that, but Changelings always feels like cheating to me. Here's another one of those Savage Stomps. Here's a Sanctum Seeker. Oh, I had to do that. I'm sorry. Whenever a vampire you control attacks, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. 3/4 for 4? This seems like a good card in Drafts Unlimited. Here's another checker. And our first foil is a Herald of Secret Streams. Look at those glowy eyes right there. He sees you. That's a foil rare. Creatures you control with +1/+1 counters on them can't be blocked. That could be good in Commander as well. I mean, there's a lot of decks that builds around +1/+1 counters and making your dudes unblockable. That's never wrong. Okay, last pack with the comments. Let's see if there's any good ones. There's another Frenzied Raptor. Come on, camera. I need to find a way to mount the camera so it looks down. That would make it not drop focus all the time. Diafleet Interloper. Menace 2/2 for 4. When it enters the battlefield, it explores. I'm just gonna say I don't like Explore because I can't see the greatness of it. Paladin of the Bloodstained. That's a good card name. Let's see what the card does. It's a Vampire Knight. 4 mana, 3/2. When Paladin of the Bloodstains enters the battlefield, get a 1/1 white vampire creature token with lifelink. Well, that's not too bad. Kinda like the 1/1s with lifelink. Jade Guardian. Depths of Desire. Return target creature to its owner's hand. Create a treasure. 3 mana, that seems pretty good. Here's a Goblin. Rummaging Goblin. Tap, discard a card, draw a card. 1/1 for 3. Goblins' eager curiosity leads them to scavenging, petty theft, and the rigging of sleek pirate ships. Some stop at scavenging. Some doesn't. Another Prime Blade. Looming Altisaur. 4 mana, 1/7. Yeah, this stops everything. Weirdly enough, I like it. I don't think it's very playable, but I always like this. It goes into a Doran deck. Doran the Siege Tower. 1/7? Yes, please. Jungle Devil. Whatever I just said. Phantom Fleet Cutthroat. Well, we're starting to get a lot of dupes here, so. Imperial Lancer. Double strike as long as you control a dinosaur. 1/1 for 1. Always good if you can boost them, pump them, equip them, push them with steroids, whatever. Deathless Ancient. 6 mana, 4/4 with flying. Tap 3 untapped vampires you control. Return it from your graveyard to your hand. So it keeps coming back, but 3 untapped vampires? I guess if you made a lot of tokens. Speaking of vampires and making a lot of tokens, here's Call to the Feast. 2 white-black for sorcery, and you get 3 1/1s with lifelink. Sweet. Ripjaw Raptor. 4 mana, 4/5. That's good. When it is dealt damage, draw a card. That seems solid and playable. And a plant token. Sweet. There we go. Let's start throwing the comments away. Unless you guys really want to see them. Because I kind of had enough. Let's see. Let's start with the uncommons. Let's see if the camera can do its work. Grim Captain's Call. 3 mana. Sorcery. Return a pie card from your graveyard to your hand. Then do the same for Vampire, Dinosaur, and Merfolk. Well, that's pretty juicy. If you build a weird deck. Lightning Rig Crew. Another Goblin Pirate. Sweet. Tap. Lightning Rig Crew deals 1 damage to each opponent. Whenever you cast a pirate spell, you can untap it. It's a 0/5. Not playable, but sweet. Glorifier of Dusk. 5 mana, 4/4. Pay 2. Gains flying. Pay 2. It gains vigilance. That could drain you quick. Oh, one of the flip cards. And I don't remember which one. Thaumatic Compass. Artifact. 3 tap. Search a library for basic land card, reveal it, put it into your hand, and shuffle. At the beginning of your end step, if you control 7 or more lands, which is pretty easy, we get... Oh, we get the Maze of Ith, sort of. Spires of Oraska. Okay. Tap for diamond, or untap target attacking creature an opponent controls and remove it from combat. This is a sweet card. Kinda like that. And we got a check card and a pirate token. Let's see, get rid of the commons. I had it piled right there so you can just see when it tips over. Bright Reprisal. Destroy target attacking creature, draw a card for 5. I'm not sure. Another one of these. Charter Cores. Draw 2 cards, then discard a card unless you raided. That seems pretty good. Again, don't know how good it is. Oh, here's a spicy, juicy guy. Sorry, card. Settle the Wreckage. 2 whites. Instant. Exile all attacking creature target player controls. That player may search his or her library for that many basic land cards, put those on the battlefield, and shuffle. I'm gonna play with this. In one of my decks somewhere, I'm gonna play with this. This seems nice. You're ramping your opponent, but you're not dying. Treasure and a Mountain. Kinda missed the full art lands already. Here we go. We have a lot of backs to go, by the way. We might start skipping the uncommon soon as well. Bounded Horncrat, can't attack or block alone. 5/5 for 4. Seems okay. Lookout's Dispersal. Costs 1 less to cast if you control a pirate. Counter target spell unless he or she pays 4. So it could be a 2-mana counter spell. Seems good. Reach. I like when things have reach, because there's always some pesky flyers. Atsukan Archer. Human Archer. Reach. When it enters the battlefield, you may have it fight another target creature. With its 1 power, it's not going to kill a whole lot, but there are X1s, like this guy. He enters the battlefield with a 1/1 counter on it for each creature that died this turn. He has Flash. So you just wipe and then play this guy. And then white. Cool. Don't know how good. Here's a foiled swamp. With that weird flower thing. But it's pretty darn shiny. Let's see here. Here we have Field of Ruins again. Destroy a land, everybody gets to search for basic. Stormfleet. Flying 1/2 for 2. If you raid it, it's a 2/3 for 2 with flying. That's fine. Pirates usually should have raid. What's the word? Should have raid. Whatever. They should always be able to trigger the raid. When Vineshaper Mystic enters the battlefield, put a 1/1 counter on each of up to 2 target merfolks you control. I don't know. Deep Root Champion, a rare we haven't seen before. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put a 1/1 counter on this. 1/1 for 2. I don't think that's the rare I want to open when I do a draft or sealed, but seems playable. A little build around, but playable. Get rid of the commons. Ooh, there's a dinosaur we haven't seen before. Shut up, phone. Nobody likes you. Ooh, Belligerent Borontodon. 5 white green for a 4/6. Each creature you control assigns combat damage equal to its toughness rather than its power. Note, it's only your creatures, which is a little sad, but I guess they had to do something. I don't think they can print Doran again, or maybe they could. I'm not really sure, but this is good with the 1/7 we opened earlier. And I really like this card, but again, I'm not sure how good it's gonna be, since it's just your creatures. Since it's only your creatures, you have to build around it a lot more, is my feeling. If it was all creatures, you could just run it, because dinosaurs usually have more toughness than power, from what I've seen. Unclaimed Territory comes into play. Choose a type, a diamond or 1 mana of any color, and only to cast a creature of the type. I'm gonna put this in my cat tribal that I'm gonna put together. Adanto Vanguard. As long as it's attacking, it has +2/+0 and pay 4 life, and you give it indestructible. So it's a 3/1 for 2. Or you can just pay 4 life and have a really good blocker, but you're gonna die sooner or later anyway. It's a Drowned Catacomb. That's a nice reprint and a good thing to open, because I always seem to be short on blue-black lands. And I'm pretty happy that they reprint this cycle of land cards, because these lands are good. Oops. Sorry about that. These lands are good. Yo, Might Mew. Moo. Lurk away. Do whatever you need to do. Here's a treasure full of gold coins. Let's see the next. What treasures awaits us? Pun intended. Here we have Duskborn Sky Marcher. 1/1 for 1 with flying. White tap, target attacking vampire gets 1/1 until end of turn. And Seeker's Squire. When it does the battlefield explore, again, I'm not a big fan. Fiery Cannonade. Deals 2 damage to each non-pirate creature. That I'm a fan of though. However, I don't think it's gonna kill a lot of dinosaurs. Here's the Fell Flagship. This is an interesting one. It's a 3-mana vehicle. It has crew 3, and it becomes a 3/3. It gives you pirates +1. That makes it a little easier to crew with it. When it deals combat damage to a player, that player discards a card. But yeah, I don't know. It's probably better than I think it is. Land and a pirate token. Garbage on the floor, commons in the pile. I have to build a new pile soon. Or else we're gonna have a mess of cards on the floor. Let's see here. Snap and Sailback. I like that they made the dinosaurs colorful. What is this? Flash 4/4 for 5. Whenever it is dealt damage, put a 1/1 counter on it. I don't think that's too bad. There's another Storm Tamer, another Bellowing, and a Hostage Taker. That was the card they had to errata before releasing the set. I'm pretty sure when it says, when Hostage Takers enter the battlefield, exile another target artifact creature. And that's interesting that they had to... wow, me and words tonight is not a good combination apparently. That they had to errata it before releasing the set. Don't take my words for granted, but I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Apparently there was some sort of sick combo. It's an illusion. So they had to errata it before releasing, because otherwise standard would have been a mess, I guess. Someone probably know that story better than me, since I'm not a standard player. I'm opening boosters for personal collection and commander play. Creatures you control with flying gets 1/1. Seems nice enough. Very simple card. Wanted Scoundrels. Here's a 4/3 for 2 again. I ran about it earlier. Another Archer. Is my camera losing color? Entrancing Melody. Gain control of target creature with converted mana cost X. I like it. It's a sorcery though. But yeah, I like it. I don't really know what to say about it more than that. And here's a foil. Foil Raider's Wake. An uncommon for 4 enchantment. Whenever an opponent discards a card, that player loses 2 life. And an ongoing raid. At the beginning of your end step, if you attacked, target opponent discards a card. Well, that's not too shitty. We need more mythic rares though. We only opened 1 so far. Star of Extinction. Let's get rid of these commons. We have a Conquistador. We have this guy. Vicious Conquistador. 1 mana 1/2. Whenever it attacks, each opponent loses 1 life. Could be good in multiplayer. Maybe not. Maybe he's too small. He comes out early though. Verdant Rebirth. Until end of turn, target creature regains. When this creature dies, return it to its owner's hand. This is interesting. I like this card already. 2 mana, instant. And you get to draw a card and get the killed creature back. I don't see how this could be bad in Commander. I'm gonna try and play that. Ruthless Knave, or Knave. Seems mediocre. Could be good. Probably unlimited. Bishop of Rebirth. Is a weird guy. It's a 5 mana 3/4 vampire cleric with vigilance. Whenever Bishop of Rebirth attacks, you may return target creature card with converted mana cost 3 or less from a graveyard to the battlefield. So he's trying to be a Sun Titan, but he's very restrictive in what he could get back. I like it. It's probably good in Limited. I just don't know in Commander. Here's another one of those. These check cards are pretty beautiful. And a treasure token. Get rid of some crap and show you the dinosaurs. Raptor Hatchling, 2 mana 1/1, and Rage. Whenever Raptor Hatchling is dealt damage, you get a 3/3. If you can pump this guy's toughness, you can get a lot of 3/3s, which I guess is good in Limited. Dark Nourishment deals 3 damage to target creature or player, and you gain 3. So you drain 3 for 5 mana. It is an instant, and it is removal, so it's probably good. Perilous Voyage. Return target non-land permanents you don't control to its owner's hand. If its CMC was 2 or less, you scry 2. Well, that's... Ooh, this card. This card I'm interested in trying out, because I just love the backside. This is Growing Rise of Ixalan, rare legendary enchantment for 2 and a green. When it enters the battlefield, look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature card from among them and put it in your hand. Put the rest on the bottom in any order, and at the beginning of your end step, if you control 4 or more creatures, transform it. And it turns into Ixalan, Cradle of the Sun, legendary land. This side is better than Gaia's Cradle, because you can tap this for a green. You can add green even if you have no creatures, which you can't do with a real Cradle. And you can tap it to add green to your mana pool for each creature you control. So this is a good card. The backside is a good card, without a doubt. And 3 mana for getting something to your hand? Well, that's not bad. So I'm interested in this card for playability, or whatever you say. Let's see. Commons, go away. Please come back another day. Emergent Growth, 4 mana. Target creature gets 5/5 and must be blocked. It's a sorcery. I don't think this is pretty good. Maybe if you have something big with trample. Another River Sneak. Dinosaur Stampede. Attacking creature gets +2/+0 until end of turn, and dinosaurs gains trample. 3 mana instant. Combat Trick. Could be good. It's a Glacial Fortress. Another one of those sweet lands we talked about when we opened the blue-black one. So now I have the blue-black and I have the blue-white. So I'm pretty happy with that, because I think those 2 are the best ones, or most sought after, at least. Best is always depending on what decks you're trying to put them in. The blue-white is not really good in a Rakdos deck. It's not even legal, commander-wise, in a Rakdos deck. Here's a sweet, weird card called Trove of Temptation. 4 mana for enchantment. Each opponent must attack you or a planeswalker you control with at least 1 creature each combat, if able. Right there, it seems like suicide. You have to build around this, though. At the beginning of your end step, you get a treasure. Every end step, you get a treasure. I don't think I want to play with this card. You have to build around it pretty good. I don't know, maybe give all your blockers Death Touch, or I don't know. I don't see how you play this card. Another Vanguard, another Speaker. And then Emperor's Vanguard. When it deals combat damage to a player, it explores. I don't know. Crap rare. Maybe. It has pretty good stats. 4/3 for 4. Could be a 5/4 for 4. I just don't know about competitive. This still doesn't seem very good. Here's a cool card though, called Sky Terror. This is more up my creek. It's a 2/2 flying menace for 2. It's a red and a white, so you have to finical a bit if you're gonna cast this on turn 2. But just looking at the card, it looks pretty good. Nice stats compared to mana cost, 2 abilities, flying and menace. That's gonna be hard to block. Rallying Roar. Give your creatures 1/1 until end of turn and untap them for 3 mana in instant speed. It's another one of those Hunt Masters. Camera, come on. And the rare is a Mythic Rowdy Crew. Probably the Mythic I least want to open, so the disappointment is real here. It's a 3/3 for 4. It has Trample. When it enters the battlefield, draw 3 cards, then discard 2 cards at random. If 2 cards that share a card type are discarded, put 2 1/1 counters on there. So it could be a 5/5. I don't really see why this is Mythic. In my eyes, this is a ball crap Mythic. I'd rather take this Treasure. That seems a lot better. But hey, you have to print some bad Mythics from time to time. And Star of Extinction is more interesting. I opened that earlier. Let's see. Get rid of the commons. What is this? Steadfast Armasaur. Doesn't really wanna. There we go. Vigilance 2/3 for 4. 1 white tap. It deals damage equal to its toughness to target creature blocking or blocked by it. It could kill something big. At least bigger than itself. Pillars of Origin. This is a card I'm interested in. When it enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. It's a 2 mana rock. Then you tap to add 1 mana of any color, and you can only use it to cast a creature spell of the chosen type. Again, I think that's going into my cat deck. I'm not sure. It could be bad. Probably is bad, but it looks good. So I'm gonna try it. If I don't like it, I'm just gonna cut it. Ixalan's Binding. 3 and a white for an enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, exile target non-land permanent and opponent control until this leaves the battlefield. Your opponents can't cast spells within the same name as the exiled card. That is total garbage in Commander. In a multiplayer, sure, maybe you can lock some cards out if a lot of people are running the right same colors. And here's a dude. I hate Jace. Can I stop printing Jaces, please? However, this one is interesting due to the -5 down here and the new rule. But I don't know. I never liked Jace. Let's see here. Jace, Cunning, Castaway, 1 blue. It's a 3 mana planeswalker. Enters with 3 loyalty, that's good. It says legendary planeswalker now, so they changed for the rule change. The +1 is whenever 1 or more creatures you control deals combat damage to a player this turn, draw a card, then discard a card. That is not protecting itself. -2, create a 2/2 illusion creature. When this creature becomes the target of a spell, sacrifice it. Classic illusion stuff. And -5. Create 2 tokens that are copies of Jace, Cunning, Castaway, except they're not legendary. So, if you get this guy to live for a while, you can have a shit ton of Jaces. I thought I'd say that, but let's find a sleeve for it. It could be worth something one day. Let's see which end is which. Let's sleeve it up. Put it over here. Good mythic. Here's a foil I really like. Camera, Skittering Heartstopper. This is good. This is a good card. This is a bad card. This is a good card. This makes me sad. This makes me glad. You know. 1/1s. Turn 1 Death Touchers? Hell yeah. Okay, it's not turn 1 because you need to pay another mana, but this is way more interesting than Jace. Honest to God. My personal opinion, of course. Jace is gonna see more play in competitive Magic though than this Skittering Heartstopper. So I'm glad I'm glad I opened Jace, but again, I'm not a big fan. There's another one of these. Belligerent Brontodons. That makes your creatures assign combat damage with toughness instead of power. Still wish it was all creatures. Navigator's Ruin, 2 and a blue for enchantment. And Raid at the beginning of your end step. If you're attacked with a creature, target opponent puts the top 4 cards of his or her library into his or her graveyard. It does nothing if you haven't attacked with a creature. So, I don't know. If all your creatures get killed, this does nothing. Just milling someone like halfway just feels like a waste of time. Walk the Plank, one of my favorite cards in this set. It just seems so good. There are gonna be merfolks in this set, so you can't kill those. Angrath's Marauders, 5 and red for a 4/4. If a source you control would deal damage to a permanent player, it's double that damage. That is good. That is good. I like this card. It speaks to my way of playing Magic. And another foil. Grazing Whiptail, another limited good card. Sadly, probably not gonna see any standard play. So I'm probably not gonna get rich off of it. But it's always fun opening foils. Let's see. Come on. Work with me here. There we go. Let's see. Oh, we start with a Goblin. That's gotta be a good sign. This pack is gonna be rich. Wily Goblin. Goblin Pirate. Red, double red for a 1/1. When it enters the battlefield, you get a treasure. Why is it double red? Why isn't it red and generic? This seems hard to cast. Getting a treasure is nice. Another Branch Walker, an Air Elemental. That's a good card. 5 mana, 4/4 with flying. That's been reprinted a bunch of times. Here's a Fleet Swallower. I like this guy. Whenever it attacks, target player puts the top half of his or her library rounded up into his or her graveyard. You can do some shenanigans with this. The favorite part is that you don't have to target the guy you attack. If you have a graveyard-centric deck, you can target yourself. You can attack someone for 6 and mill half your library. Also traumatize on a stick. A pretty big fucking stick. So yeah, this card, I like this card. And the flavor text is pretty good too. Captain, I think that island is following us. That's how you know you have a big fish behind you. So yeah, this card, I like this card for commander purposes. And I'm definitely gonna see if I can try it out. I don't think mill is super good in commander, but you can do some shenanigans with this, I'm pretty sure. And we got another foil. It's a common. Prosperous Pirates. Look at that glows. Glow and glare. When it enters the battlefield, you get 2 treasures. They've been successful. And the land and a treasure token. Let's see what we got next. Let's get rid of the commons. We got another one of these. Always good to have more than one, I think. If it turns out to be playable, that is. Again, I think it worked pretty well in a tribal 2+ color deck with a lot of creatures. You just have to remember that you can't use it for anything else, so you don't cast spells with it by mistake. Inspiring Cleric, 3/2 for 3. When it enters the battlefield, you gain 4 life. Seems solid in limited. Another boat, Dusk Legion Dreadnought. 5 mana, vehicle, crew for 2, and becomes 4/6 with vigilance. That sounds pretty good. There's a Death Gorger, Scavenger. People have talked about this card. Some says it's supposed to be good. Whenever Death Gorger Scavenger enters the battlefield or attacks, you may exile target card from a graveyard. If a creature card is exiled this way, you gain 2 life. If a non-creature card is exiled this way, Death Gorger Scavenger gets +1/+1 until end of turn. I guess it was too good with counters. Seems solid otherwise. I'm not gonna complain about it. Another one of those. And another foil. Lots of foils. So for only 1 rare, it's a Goblin Pirate, Riggin Runners. First strike, 1/1 for 1 with a raid. It gets a 1/1 counter when it enters the battlefield if you raided. Cool. Foil goblins is foil goblins. Let's see. Comments go away. Heartless Pillage. 3 mana, target opponent discards 2 cards. We've seen this mind rot kind of thing before. I kind of like to play them in draft as like card number 23 or so, but it's not a high pick. It also has raid. If you attack with a creature, you get a treasure. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's that good. Another Dinosaur Stampede. The Drover of the Mighty. It has +2/+2 as long as you control a dinosaur. You can add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. Well, it's a 3/3 mana dork if you have a dinosaur. And Legion's Landing, another one of the transform cards. I love it. 1 white mana for a legendary enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, you get a 1/1 white vampire creature token with lifelink. And when you attack with 3 or more, you transform it into a Danto, the First Forge. You can tap for a white, or you can pay 3 and tap to get a 1/1 vampire with lifelink. I think this is good in, well, at least in limited, I think this is good. And you can crush it on here, right there. Yeah, solid card. I like. It gets my seal of approval. Let's get the comments out of the way. Ooh. Here we go. Whoop. Lookouts Dispersal. Because 1 less to play if you control a pirate. Counter target spell unless its controller pays 4. 4 is a lot. If you can get this out early, you're stopping things. Things are not gonna happen. It's a Ruthless Knave. I don't think we read it last time, so it's 2 and a black for a 3/2 orc pirate. You can pay 2 and a black and sacrifice a creature. Then you get 2 treasures. And then you can sacrifice 3 treasures to draw a card. Well, I guess that's good if you got creatures you want to get rid of. Dead-Eye Plunderers. 3 blue-black for a 3/3 pirate human. Dead-Eye Plunderers gets +1/+1 for each artifact you control. So that's pretty good with this. Make a lot of treasures. This gets a little bigger. And then for 2, a black and a blue, you can make a treasure. So you can pump himself, but that's a lot of mana though. 5 + 4, that's 9 mana. To get him up to 4/4? Well, Maybe it's good. Time will have to tell, because I can't. This card looks good though, in some sort of limited format. Captivating Crew. It's 4 mana for a 4/3 human pirate. And you can pay 3 in a red to gain control of target creature an opponent controls until the end of turn. Untap it. It gains haste. Activate this ability only anytime you could cast a sorcery. This seems solid enough and limited. I'd pick it, for sure. But I'm always into red, so that might not come as a surprise to some people. Let's see. Rallying Roar. 2 and a white for instant that gives you creatures +1/+1 until end of turn and untapping them. Meh. I don't know. This is another one of those I'm not impressed at all. Imperial Aerosaur is another thing though. It's a 3/3 flyer for 4. When it enters the battlefield, another target creature you control gets +1/+1 and flying until end of turn. So this is good, even the turn you play it. So yeah, I like this one. Ooh, let's write some poems. There's the other Planeswalker in the set. Now I opened both of them. Let's put these away so we can sleeve this up and then read what it does. No, there's one more. There's Vraska as well, by the way. Let's see here. Might have been a bad idea. Nah, that's pretty good. Huatli, Warrior Poet, 3 red-white. So it's a Boros Planeswalker. Legendary Planeswalker Huatli, 3 loyalty for a 5 mana. That's could be better. +2, you gain life equal to the greatest power among creatures you control. Yeah, why not? 0, create a 3/3 green dinosaur creature token with trample. That is good. That is protecting itself. However, it's not on the plus, so yeah, I don't know. -X, Huatli Warrior Poet deals X damage divided as you choose among any number of target creatures. Creatures dealt damage this way can't block this turn. Okay, so you could just drop this X3 and swing in with your team and win. So this could be a win condition in itself that way, but just dropping this and pumping out 3/3s with trample, that seems pretty good too. For Commander though, I think this is a pretty bad Planeswalker. I'm not gonna bet any money, but I don't think this will see much play. Yeah, I don't think this will see much play. I could be pessimistic, who knows. Let's see how many boosters we have left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 boosters to go. Then we're done. Let's open Vraska so we have all the Planeswalkers, please. In case they go super expensive on my butt. Here's an Inspiring Cleric. Another Field of Ruin. Another Ixalan's Binding. And the Sunpetal Grove. 3rd of those lands. I approve. Yeah, I approve. I like those lands. Simple as that. Oh, another foil. A Windstrider. Flash flying 3/3 for 5. That could get someone by surprise. I think we have something good here. Maybe not this guy. Stormfleet Spy. 3 mana 2/2. Raid. When it enters the battlefield, if you're attacked, draw a card. Well, that's not bad. It can replace itself. Another Unclaimed Territory. Good in tribal decks. Stormfleet Arsonist. 4 and a red for a 4/4 Orc Pirate. It has Raid. When it enters, if you attack, target opponent sacrifices a permanent. Yeah? Why not? Kinda wish it said creature. Now they can just take a land late game and save out that way. But yeah, Probably be good. There's a Shadow Caravel. I don't know what a caravel is. It's probably some kind of boat, but yeah, more exactly, I don't know. 2 mana for a vehicle that crews for 2 and becomes a 2/2. And whenever a creature you control explores, put a 1/1 counter on Shadow Caravel. It gets bigger when you explores. It's pretty good. But again, I don't know how good Explorer is. Foil Swamp. Is that a dude? There's a dude walking through the swamp there. He's in deep shit. Yep. Let's move on here. You go to that pile right there. Let's see. A non-foil Raider's Wake. Wow. Seems good. Wild Growth Walker. Whenever a creature you control explores, put a 1/1 counter on this and gain 3 life. If there's an Explorer kind of deck, I guess you want this guy. Ooh, this guy is good though. 5 mana, 5/5 trample haste. I watched a couple of drafts on YouTube, and this guy has been good all the time. This is a solid card. If you're playing dinosaurs, pick up one of these or more. Here's a Goring Ceratops. It's a 5 white for a 3/3 with double strike. And whenever it attacks other creatures you control against double strike, you can kill someone with this. That's pretty much all I have to say. It's a kill condition. Giving your team double strike? That seems sweet. These piles are growing. Thundering Spineback. 5 green for a 5/5 dinosaur. That pumps your other dinosaurs with 1+1/+1. For 6 mana, you can create a green 3/3 dinosaur with trample. This seems good. You have to go pretty late though, because it's a lot of mana involved for everything. But it seems playable. Here's another Riggin Runner. Elaborate Fire Cannon. An artifact for 2. Doesn't untap during your untap step. 4 tap, and it deals 2 damage to target creature or player. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may discard a card if you do untap Elaborate Fire Cannon. So for 4 mana, you can do 2 damage to something, then you have to discard a card to untap it. Yeah, maybe unlimited or something. I don't know about discarding a card for 2 damage. Well, there are a bunch of creatures that would die from it. But most of the creatures you want to kill, I think, are bigger than 2. Here's a Deadeye Tracker. It's a 1/1 for a black. And you can pay 1 and a black and tap. And exile 2 cards from an opponent's graveyard. And then it explores. Another one of those rares I don't want to open. Since I'm not too sold on the Explorer ability. I'm gonna have to take a look and see what people come up with. 3 packs to go. Third last pack is coming right here. And we haven't opened Vraska yet. So let's see if we can find a Vraska. That would be sweet. Probably not what it's been. It's been 33 packs and we opened 4 mythics. I think we're on pace. Let's see what we can do there. There, Imperial Lancer. A 1/1 for 1, and it has double strike as long as you control a dinosaur. I thought it was good. Another one of these. Lightning Strike. 2 mana instant. Deals 3 damage to target creature play. This is a playable card. Yeah. Has always been playable. Will always be playable. Ashes of the Abhorrent. 1 and a white for an enchantment. Players can't cast spells from graveyards or activate abilities from cards in graveyards. Whenever a creature dies, you gain a life. Well, seems good. It's a graveyard hate kind of thing. There's the 2 last boosters. Let's open this one first. I think the Vampire Conquistador is gonna bring some good luck. Oh, this is a good common, by the way. Kinjani's Caller. Play it if you're running dinosaurs. Here we start with a deep camera problems. Probably with my fat fingers that is making an issue here. There we go. Whenever you cast a Merfolk spell, create a 1/1 blue Merfolk creature token. 3 mana enchantments. Seems okay. If you have a lot of Merfolks. I guess in Merfolk's EDH that would be playable. Don't know about limited. Lurking Chupacabra. It always makes me think of the X-Files. Let's see what this is. 4 mana for 2/3 Beast Horror. When a creature you control explores, target creature an opponent controls gets -2/-2. Okay, so there is some exploring shenanigans going on. A Dover of the Mighty. Has +2/+2 as long as you control a dinosaur. Tap to add a mana. Could be a 3/3 mana dork. Ooh, treasure map. Another one of the transforms. Open 4 of these now. Treasure map, 2 mana. 1 tap, scry 1. Put a landmark counter on treasure map. Then, if there are 3 or more landmarks on it, remove those, transform it, and get 3 treasures. Sweet! And it turns into Treasure Cove. Tap to add a diamond mana, colorless mana, or tap, sack treasure, draw a card. Well, you got 3 treasures when it transformed, so there's 3 cards right there. And if you have ways to make more treasures, why not? Draw cards is never bad. I think this is playable in a lot of places. And it's definitely one of the cards I wanted. Let's see what's in the last pack, people. Last pack. Do we think it's good? Do we think there's a Raska in here? Or what will we get? Will we get this dude? I hope not. He doesn't look like a good magic card to me. Well, let's open it up and see. Last pack, people. Whew. Let's get rid of the comments again. Here we start with Stormfleet Spy again. If you have raided, you draw a card. So 3 mana 2/2 can replace itself. Probably will. Seems good. Heartless Pillage is the mind rot of the set. Sheltering Light. I don't think we've seen this before. It's a 1 white instant. Target creature gains indestructible until end of turn. Joe Mutu. I've opened 4 mythics. I'll show them in a while because this is the last pack. Then we'll go over the good cards that I got. Let's see what's in behind this. Oh, it's another mythic. You got it just in time, Mutu. We got a pirate. Admiral Beckett Brass. 1 and a Grixis for a legendary human pirate. It's a 3/3. It gives you pirates +1/+1. Then it has this weird ability. At the beginning of your end step, gain control of target non-land permanent controlled by a player who was dealt combat damage by 3 or more pirates this turn. 3 pirates that's a lot of pirates. I don't know. I don't know if that 3 pirate thing is gonna ruin it. Otherwise, it's a sweet ability. Yo, thank you so much, Nusia. Yeah, this is a difficult one, Mutu. If you look at the card, it looks really good. But then is this 3 pirates? And you're thinking Commander, you do all this crazy shit, so you should have 3 pirates, but not always. Not always, so I don't know. That's a tough card to crack here. So let's go over the mythics we opened a little here, because those are the most interesting. This was the last one we opened, and we got Huatli, Warrior Poet, the red-white Boros Dinosaur Planeswalker. We opened Jace. This is probably the most interesting card I opened, even though it's the card I like the least, because I never was a big fan of Jace. But I can see this be playable. It's a 3-mana Planeswalker. Yeah, I don't know about his abilities, but I think it's going to be good. This is garbage. Pure garbage. At least in Commander. I don't like... No, get out of here. And Star of Extinction. This is the one that's most... I'm looking forward to playing with the most. Destroy target land. Star of Extinction deals 20 damage to each creature and each Planeswalker. It's not going to be a whole lot of things left when you play this. Expensive, yeah. That is true. It seems worth it, yes. I mean, 20 damage to everything? Basically everything? I'm gonna try it out for sure. We'll see how... No, it's not a Wrath of God, that's for sure. Indestructible things is gonna survive. Well, they do survive Wrath of God. Well, never mind. I'm gonna try this out. It seems cool. Let's see if we open some good rares. Let's see, we'll put that there. Well, we have all these flip cards. The treasure map that turns into the treasure cove. I really like these backsides. This card design is sweet. This is meh. I'm just gonna go through it like this. We don't have to look at all these cards again. What was it? This guy was interesting. The Fleet Swallower. Another expensive card. 7 mana for a 6/6 fish. But when you attack with it, target player puts half the library into his graveyard. Or her graveyard. That just seems sweet. And as I said before, you can do it to yourself. And it also has a really good flavor text in Captain. I think that island is following us. So it's a big fish. Again, I'm not sure it's good, but it's... I like to use the word interesting, because I think it's interesting. Growing Rise of Itlimog. Your average green mana enchantment that gets you something and then turns into... get up again. A really good land. You can tap for green, or you can tap for green for each creature you control. So it could give you a lot of mana. Also something I'm interested in trying out. We have this land, the Drowning Catacombs. Always good to have blue and black lands. They always tend to be the most expensive ones if you're gonna buy them afterwards. So it's reprints, but I like him nonetheless. Here's a card, Settle the Wreckage. Let's read this again because I think this could be good. 2 and a white for an instant. Exile all attacking creature target player controls. So if they attack you, you just gets rid of everything. That player may search his or her library for that many basic land cards, put those cards onto the battlefield tapped, and then shuffle the library. So you can just prevent yourself from dying. Your opponent get the exile the creature. That's why I'm interested in it. It's exile. Oh, I can't point. Can't point like that. It's exile. It's not destroy. It's exile. That is so much better. So whatever pesky things they're attacking you with, you can get rid of them for good. There is not a lot of good ways to get things back from exile. So this seems sweet. Probably the card in the pack, box that I'm mostly looking forward to playing. Seems really good. Here's the compass. You get to search your library for lands and then flip it. If you control 7 or more lands, you get another land. This is not legendary though, by the way. You can tap it for colorless or tap it to untap target attacking creature an opponent controls and remove it from combat. So you don't have to get beat down. We have this foil, Herald of Secret Streams. This stream is not so secret, it's out there on Twitch. But it gives all your creatures you control with a +1/+1 counter on it unblockable. That seems so good to just... There are ways to flash in things in Magic, in your commander, so you can just kill someone. You attack, you flash this out, they can't block, they die. And +1/+1 counters there's plenty of them in commander as well. So this guy is foiled. I hope he gets worth something, because I don't collect foil cards, so I'm just gonna sell it. This seems sweet. In a vampire deck. Sanctum Seeker, 2 and a black for a 3/4 Vampire Knight. Whenever vampire you controls attacks, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. That's each opponent. So in multiplayer, this is even better. You're gonna get a lot of life. Yeah, and it triggers on himself. And 3/4 for 4, that's pretty good. The Vampires has gotten a lot of love lately with the Commander sets and this set. Here's a crapper. Sanguine Sacrament, white X. You gain twice X life. And you put this on the bottom. It's probably unplayable. I don't like it. What more do we have? We have this one. Arcane Adaptation. When it enters the battlefield, you choose a type, and all creatures you control are that type. Mad fails. Dude, you passed a hostage taker. I did. You like hostage takers? Where is it? There it is. You like that card? That card is nuts. I heard they had to fix it because there was some nuts things going on with it. When it enters the battlefield, exile, and I think they added this to other target artifact creature. You may cast this card for as long as it remains exiled, and you may spend mana so it was mana of any type to cast that spell. It's good. It's not particularly my fancy, personally, but it's good. Definitely good. Good catch there, Mad Fails. And I opened more dinosaurs. I don't know how good this is. It's also good trait value. I gotta look that up. That's a Burning Sun's avatar. Seems like a nice big dinosaur. What else? I got 2 Wakers of the Wilds. That turns lands into dudes. Yeah, again, I don't know about the playability of this in like standard modern kind of decks, but in Commander you can make a lands pretty big. So I think that's it. Let's take another look. And we have all these weird cards like this. This could be good. It comes into play with a 1/1 counter for each creature that died this turn. He has flash, thank God. I don't know about in Commander, but he could be playable somewhere. We have a Glacial Fortress, another one of those lands I'm glad to pick up a copy of. They always fit into a Commander deck. Yeah, you can play the Blood Paladin after a Wrath effect. Also open the Sun Petal Grove from the same cycle of lands. Yeah, I think that's it for very interesting stuff. So all in all, I think this was a good pack. We got 2 of the 3 Planeswalkers. That's never bad. We got a Star of Extinction. We got the very crappy Rowdy Crew. At least crappy in Commander eyes. I guess in Limited this could be really good, because it's a 3/3 with trample. It could be a 5/5. Then we have this guy. Sorry, this woman. Which, if I'm not mistaken, is the illustrator's mom. Which is pretty sweet. And there's that 3 pirate thing in the text down there. I can't decide if I think that's good or bad. When you get to activate it, it's really good. But 3 pirates? 3 pirates could be a lot. So let's just put that over there. And with that, I'm done. No more boosters left. I want to open more. I need to buy another box. We're doing a what's it called? Sealed in a few days. Me and a couple of friends. Maybe I get some packs done. But for now, the magic part of the stream is over. So just do it. Yeah. Wish I had. I don't have the money right now though, but next month I might buy another box. It's always fun. But right now we're gonna have to see what game I should stream for the rest of the week. And I've had a straw poll running. Let's see if I do this. It shows up. Yep. Where some of my viewers, that's on my Discord, got to vote between Evoland, Ori and the Blind Forest, Cthulhu Saves the World, Guacamelee, or Quake. And it's time to see the results. We have a winner. It's Quake with 5 votes. Very closely followed by Guacamelee on 4, Ori on 3, Cthulhu on 2, and Evoland with 0. So I guess nobody wanted to see Evoland. So that means starting tomorrow I will be playing Quake on my streams. And I'm pretty much looking forward to that. I haven't played that game in a long time. Long time. So that's gonna be fun. Shoot some aliens and God knows what not. Let's get rid of that so I can do this. It's time for me to say goodnight and just leave you. So I'm gonna put this up on YouTube, on my YouTube. You can find a link down below if you missed the start of it with the packs in the beginning. And I'm gonna send you over to Ixalan. I'm gonna see if I can host him up here. Let's see. Nutty nutty. As you see. I'm not so good at this yet, so you can just go watch whoever you want to watch while I try to figure this out. Okay, cool. It worked. So with that, I'm saying good night and goodbye.